look at Zechariah 9, one of the things here is like both a shout of joy, and there's this phrase, there's this idea like Israel is being invited to rejoice because it's this hope that your king is coming, legitimate and victorious, humble, and riding on a donkey. And so again, this was engaging this idea for me of the upside down nature of God's kingdom. And it had me thinking, we're technically reading Mary's story and Jesus hasn't even been born yet. But in reflecting on all of these stories, because I know where I've read the rest of the book and I know where it goes.
You know the rest of the story?
I have this sense of like, this is not the only place. Like Mary is the most unlikely, if you think about that world and what is the normal way in which someone would bring a king into the world, it is not an young, unmarried woman with no legitimacy, this would not be the way that you do important things. And yet she has this solid sense of God is overthrowing the ruling way that people do things. And Zechariah 9 has this even when the king comes, he is legitimate and victorious and he's riding on a donkey, which is not a war horse. And so it has me remembering Jesus and his entrance into Jerusalem and how often he was kind of disappointing to people who had a very specific idea of what it was going to look like when God came for them. And I think this is one of the things that maybe the long waiting of Advent and reflecting on what does it mean for God to come for us has been a good invitation for me to think about, is my prayer really for God to come for me? Or am I actually really wanting like just God's stuff? And a certain kind of, am I more committed to the way that I think that everything should be resolved and set right? Or am I willing, like Mary, to submit to the way that God actually chooses to show up?